Hi.
Hi, Matthias.
Hi. Good.
Hi, good. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And as you can see already, this is the smoothest flush integrated display.
Yeah.
And depending on the OEM, how he's integrating it in the frame, it can be done totally flat.
Yeah.
So that's really nice. And especially for the sportive riders, heavy downhill, dirt and some crashes, it's the best protected area.
Yeah.
And to talk open, to ride down, then the visibility would be better here, like the road bikers. But no mountain biker would have it here or high on the handlebar because he fears to crash. And so that's the best combination of visibility and protection. Yeah, we have also other products like the Pro 400, who is also here protected, but maybe you know it, it's smaller one.
Yeah.
And here it's a combination of the remote, which is controlling the e-bike, and the display. So you need not more. It's nice integrated.
Are there any changes to this display? I tried. It's not touch.
It's no touch. No.
So it's like the previous Kiox.
It's like
300.
the Kiox, and we have also on all the Kiox 300, 500, now the 400, we have the same screen design.
Yeah.
But we select the screens depending on the target group. And for this target group, where we decided also to offer the mini remote, which has only one button to go to the screens, only to the right. The other remotes have the left and right button. So here we reduced the amount of screens so that you have only 5 to go through. And the second topic is the dynamic screen. So if you toggle through the screens, and this is the dynamic screen with the 6 tiles, and this one changes automatically depending on the slope. If you go down, you see the speed in a real big letters, and only the speed on full size on the screen. So when you go down, you have no time to look on your display in detail. So it's good to have only one information. If you go up, then you are interested in fitness values like cadence, like height, like the height meters you're riding. So it switches when you go up. And if you go flat, then you have your standard information like the range, the distance, the time you traveled already. And if you stop, then we detect that you are at a standstill. And then we show you, for example, this information, which is then the maximum speed on the left side, the average speed on the right side. So your riding screen informations, which you usually do not want to see during the ride. But if you stop, it's interesting. What is my actual average speed? So the idea is that the sportive rider can concentrate fully on the trail, and he does not concern about switching the display. It's done automatically depending on the riding situation.
Yeah. So the idea is you will only use this display. You might only use it.
But like it's a proposal. But if you want to have other values, then you can here customize it with the app, and you can adjust it like you prefer it. Maybe you say, I will always see the cadence, not only on climbing. Then you can adjust this on your screen with the app, and you can have it always.
Yeah, okay. So no matter which screen you select, it will
because our experience is we talking a lot. What is the preferred screen for this rider group? And at the end, every rider prefers its own. So offering in the app to configure it, it's the best the rider can choose.
So you said on this display it will show speed, but that's sort of the default value it will display under the sense. But can that be changed?
That in this dynamic screen it can be changed in the future.
So if you want to see the clock, for instance, you can set that.
Exactly, that's it. And you can also configure all the other screens. Like you can see, if you connect with your app, then you can here see the navigation, and you see the route where you have to go, and you can go through the screens. If you have, for example, a bike equipped with ABS, then you get the ABS values. So we detect this, what configuration you have. And for example, this is the speed combined with the power. And in this dynamic screen, it's even bigger. Then the numbers of the speed are full size on the screen, so that you can see it very easily. And the power information, cadence, and if you have a heart rate, then you will see here additionally the heart rate. So this is more the fitness screen, the bike state of charge, smartphone state of charge, everything what you are interested in. And mentioned before, this is the one you do not have to concern about it.
Yeah.
That's right.
On this power screen, I don't really remember how it was, but what is the power number you're looking at there? Is it
This
the
is
ride
the
rate?
rider power.
Yeah.
The rider power, the rider cadence, and the rider heart rate.
Yeah.
True.
Can you display like the electrical power and the mechanical power from the motor?
Not in this screen, but
No.
here in this standard screen, here you see the speed, and then you know this in two different colors.
Yeah.
When you ride, you see the amount of rider power and the amount of motor power combined. And if it's full, then you have the maximum power.
Yeah, but it won't give you a detailed number of the motor is doing this much, you are doing this much.
Not here in this. No.
No.
Yeah. Then additionally, we're here in the shadow. It's hard to see, but we have a new display inside, which is especially bright with 1,000 candela per square meter.
Yeah. How does that translate to nits?
That's nits.
That's nits.
Nits is a shorter for candela per square meter, means candles on 1 square meter, the brightness of that, and a shorter information is then nits. And then additionally, because we talked about it, that it's maybe better visible here, but we are here because we want to protect it. So we added a buzzer, and always if you get information from the system or maybe a turn indication while you're navigating, you hear the beep, and then you know, oh, I have to check, okay, 70 meters to the left. So you will not miss an information, even if it's in the top tube. And as you can see, last point, if you want to charge, we have a power bank with up to 10 watts. So you can charge your smartphone during the ride, or if you stop, you can mount maybe lamps on the handlebar. Just use it for the cable maybe then. We adapted it to the handlebar because I think the most we use it is on the handlebar, and then you can connect during the ride. And you can use the power from the system.
So if you connect a lamp here, it will be on by default. There is no way inside the system to power on and off the port. You will have to.
This port, no. We have the port at the drive unit, which can be switched on and off with the light here, with the long press and plus, but not this port. This is always on if the bike is switched on.
Yeah. As far as I remember, like back in 2014, I think the first, I guess the Purion display had like a USB
port.
Micro
USB in the past. Now we have USB-C.
But that one did not really deliver that much power, and I think a few people fried the port.
It was too less, but nowadays, the smartphones need more and more power. So we decided to go up to 10 watt. And if I connect, I can show you, it's even fast charging. Wird schnell, this is German. It's fast charging.
Yeah, so the power bank you're referring to, that's just this port driving the big battery on the boat.
Exactly. And that's something what people are asking for, because everybody wants to use the smartphone, and you have the big battery, so why not access the battery to charge the phone? Or even other things you want to connect to.
I often see people asking about Garmin or EMTB support. And as far as I know, Bosch, you have not integrated it, and you think you have no plans on it.
I would never say never for the future, but actually no. We have a full range of displays. I think it's good for all the riders to find something for the target group, for the sportive ones, for the city riders and all that. So I think there will be a good solution with this in our portfolio.
And you got the option to track your rides with the system, and
exactly, with the app.
And you can upload it directly to Strava.
Strava and Komoot. We can connect them online, and then you can see all the routes. And also, if you are used to plan your routes in Komoot, it's synchronized with your Flow app, and then you can see in the Flow app all the routes you have already planned in Komoot, and just start it right here on the device.
Nice.
So that's also what you mentioned, what a lot of Garmin users are doing, using the navigation in Komoot, and that's a possibility you can do already here.
What kind of, you won't get any, if you use the Komoot navigation, I haven't tested it myself. You won't get any sort of feedback from this system?
The feedback is the acoustical feedback
Yeah.
when you have to do the change the
Yeah.
direction. Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't have to use sort of the Bosch app, the Bosch system to get navigation.
So you just you link once the flow app with the commode, and if you plan then on commode route, you can just tap one click to start this one on the flow app, and then you have the transmission of your smartphone flow app to this one, and you can click the app then in your pocket.
Yeah.
But it's you need to take your smartphone with you because we use the GPS data from the smartphone, and it's not included. Yes, yeah.
So once you've connected your phone the first time and you start riding the second time, and you brought your phone, you don't have to do any sort of manual. You don't have to connect them again.
No. Just one pairing. Yeah, usually you do it just once. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to record your next ride, you don't have to start it on the phone and connect the app or open the app.
No, just switch on the bike, start your ride.
Yeah.
Then it's tracking in the app.
Yeah. Great. So
I think it's a good combination for this sportive target group. What you have seen today with the sportive modes, EMTB plus mode with the sportive drive unit. This display fits perfectly to the sportive target group. It's protected, it's black, it's nice design, and all the values you need to know.
Yeah. But there's no map indication.
Yeah, there's a map.
There is a map. Okay, so you could use that for navigation as well.
Especially, that's what I mentioned. We have no GPS in it, but we have a streaming navigation with the smartphone.
Yeah.
So if you use the Flow app, then you can see the map here on the screen.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you can go from one trail to the other, and you have here a perfect navigation tool.
Yeah, I missed that. Yeah. I was sort of under the impression it was only the acoustic navigation, but of course the map is there too.
The map is there, yeah.
Nice.
If I open here my routes, then you see already the commode routes. Yeah, for example.
Yeah.
We had here some. And if I start, I select one of them, which is nearby. And you see it's going here around Telago. And then have a look on the screen here on the Kiox 400.
Yeah.
I start the route planning, and now it starts here. We are a little bit away from the beginning, but you can see here now the map. Yeah. And it's not a full-blown map as you know it here from your smartphone, but it's a streamed map. And then you can see with the bright lines, with the thicker lines, this is the route I have to go to my next trail. And with the light gray, you can see the route going in the other direction.
Yeah.
So you can see the navigation. And on top, I mentioned we have here a position which is good for the target group of sportive riders, mountain bikers, downhillers, because it's well protected. And even there, you sometimes get some dirt on it, but that's not a problem. Just take some water and clean it.
Yeah.
And it works.
Yeah. And so that just pops out.
You do not have to pop it out. Just use some water, go over it, and then dirt it away.
Yeah. But just looking at the mechanism, you got the screw. Yeah, it's screwed out.
I took it out just to show, but
because I've seen some displays when
it's not intended for the user to take this out, because you can clean it like it is. Just use some water, and you see that it's working because it's water resistant. So just works in the water class.
Yeah. And so it's got an internal battery for some for when the bike is turned off, of course. Yeah.
So that's quite easy with the commode link, with the Strava link.
I remember with Shimano we're having a few issues with a powered unit. When you got a unit with a battery and the power button, and the battery inside the unit was drained, you couldn't power up the system.
Okay, that would happen, but our batteries last for almost 1 year, so
but there was
sure you can have it over the winter time, and then as soon as you switch it on, it's recharged from the big e-bike battery, so no problem.
There were some corner cases with Shimano. One I experienced. I was going to take one bike with me to the mountains in the winter, so it was like minus 20 degrees Celsius out. And just before I left, I decided, no, I'll take this bike instead, because testing several bikes. But that bike the battery was almost drained. I hadn't recharged it. So the main battery was almost drained. put the bike on the car and drove for hours, left it outside, and next day I tried to power it on. Oh, yeah, couldn't power it up. And I know some Shimano bikes had a hole in the frame because
to hit the e-bike battery button.
Yeah, because the button was always facing up, while I was on the Bosch, it was usually facing down, except for on the rail. But they also had a hole in the side.
You could do the same if you access the battery after 1 year, if you want to set it on. But we have another solution. You can also power here. This is the two-way USB port. So you can either charge your phone or anything else. But if it would happen once that this device is empty, you could also go with your power bank here, charge it from here, and then you can switch it on.
Nice.
Also, when you recharge your battery via the charge on bike socket, your whole bike, then also the system starts and you have charging of all.
So you have several possibilities to come over that point. And
okay, so it can be done also by just plugging the power cord to the bike.
That's maybe the easiest one.
Because as far as I remember, it was on the earlier generations of Shimano, they had connected the power button to the motor and then to the battery. And I think they changed it, that the button connected to the battery and then to the motor.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think they got around it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah, we already have that kind of architecture inside the whole smart system and have no problems with it.
The only thing which is new here is, so what you mentioned is we're using this possibility to power this one with a power bank, or also we are using this port for diagnosis purposes, for especially the dealers. And the new thing here is now that we have this power bank function to get power out of the device.
It's really nice being able to have a lamp on the handlebars. That for me, like November through the winter, and just taking it out without having to pull the cables from the frame. And,
It's easy. Yeah.
So that's really convenient.
I also like it.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that should cover it, I guess.
Welcome. If you have further questions, come back. Still be here.
Yeah, nice. That's it. Appreciate any likes and subscribes. Thanks for watching.